What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Bitter Asian Dude Inc. My name is Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. This is not Fun Boxing Sundays, although we have something very special in tune for all of you who have tuned in tonight. I'm broadcasting live over 3 different platforms: Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. That mystery medium for me. But welcome to this channel. I hope you're all having a great evening. My evening is it's fantastic. A lot of last minute things that are happening. That is the theme of the evening, last minute. Went to the baseball game today. The Jays were losing. They came from behind. They won. The Leafs, my team, they're playing in Tampa Bay. They were losing. They came from behind last minute, and they're tied up playing in overtime right now. But the biggest news of all is I was approached by my friends over at Micro Galaxy Squadron and asked to do something very special tonight. We've got an exclusive reveal for all of you tuning in right now. And I just want to say thank you so much. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here because you want to find out what's new with Micro Galaxy Squadron. I love this line. If you are late to this party, buckle up. But you all know what this is about. I mean, if you tuned in for whatever reason, you kind of know what this line is about. And I am so excited to bring 2 very special guests to this show tonight to be with you. First of all, this is a gentleman whom I've admired from afar. I've seen his passion, the joy he brought to the reveals at Star Wars Celebration Europe in 2023. I wasn't able to go there, but I was able to live vicariously through a lot of things just because I was able to watch this man unveil a whole new wave of Micro Galaxy Squadron ships. And boy, the FOMO was big after that. But what I really loved was his enthusiasm. He is the marketing manager over at Micro Galaxy Squadron. I'm going to introduce him right now. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Maxwell Lux to the stream. Hello, Maxwell. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been so good to just meet you and talk with you, and honestly, thank you so much for coming on and having us on. Like, we're just so excited to talk through the line with you, and just you and I just talking for the last half an hour, just getting kind of ready for this. The enthusiasm, the passion for the line, like. You are one of our greatest champions, sir, and I just want to thank you, man. This is so exciting.
Oh, that's really kind of you to say, Maxwell. You know, for me, I get so many dreams are coming true for me in the last little bit, like to be in Star Wars, to be asked back to do more Star Wars, and then to discover this brand of lovely ships, and you know, and then to make contact and sort of get the behind the curtain sort of peek and to be involved in this reveal, which is so exciting. My cup runneth over. So I just have to say, thank you so much for including me. I am humbled. I am grateful. The Leafs just won in overtime. So now the evening is complete. The evening is complete. But we do have another special guest with us this evening. I'm going to let you introduce him.
Oh man, we've got it's my distinct honor to introduce Gihoon Song, one of our designers on Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron at Jazzwares. Gihoon is an absolute force of nature. Anybody who saw him or spoke with him at Star Wars Celebration knows that he has a passion for Star Wars. This is a guy who on his free time on a weekend will send me photos of a cardboard scale model of the Star Destroyer saying, look, we can do it. So yeah, if you can, please bring Gihoon into the studio.
Here he is. Hello.
Hi. So good to see you guys. You guys say to speak too highly of me.
Never. Like I said before, I'm a huge fan of your work, sir. So thank you so much. And so I'm waiting for that Star Destroyer. Like, if it's to scale, I don't care. I want it. I want it.
So we've done math. There is a document that exists that actually has everything to scale, and thankfully, Star Wars, the Star Wars fandom, and the wonderful people at Lucasfilm have been so kind to put together the actual measurements for these ships.
Wow.
And so we're at roughly 196 scale with the line. So that means that 8 feet of real world space equals 1 inch of toy space. So if we were to actually make a Star Destroyer to scale, it would be, oh man, how big would it be? I think it's one school bus or two school buses long. And then the Star Destroyer, if we were to actually make the Star Destroyer, would be so large that it would disrupt the gravitational pull of the Earth and destroy everything. So we unfortunately can't make the Death Star due to its massive size because it would kill us all.
But we'll take the Star Destroyers.
We'll take the Star. Two school buses. You heard him, Gihoon. Let's get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
That's perfect. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming along. We've got, I think there's a tremendous turnout right now. We've got over 216 people watching this. Wow. Spread the word, everybody. There's a big exclusive announcement about to happen soon. I'm super stoked about this. I got a little sneak peek of it, and I'm like, for me, I mean, the lineup at Celebration that you revealed, the AT-AT, the Lambda class shuttle, all the Jedi starfighters that are out there. Let's not. I'm forgetting. There's some. I'm getting information over the Luke's land speeder, to name a few. Just had me like the FOMO was huge, and it was just like I want all of them right now, so I can play with them. Super jealous of Katie as well, who did the whoosh, the room tests. Man. I was just like, if I could reach through the screen and steal the stuff from her, big shout out to her. And a big shout out to Cole for over at Micro Galaxy Squadron, the Instagram account. Cole has been great, a big champion of this line as well, and of all of you and the products and stuff. And again, this is the community is what is really special as well about this line of toys. The cooperative generosity of this community is heartwarming. I love that. I've seen collectors helping other collectors out, trying to complete their line. They're looking for a specific chase or a rare ship, pointing them in the right direction, picking one up. And I got an extra Ahsoka, for example, and I was able to send that to a friend who'd been looking for it. So this is a spirit in which I really, really enjoy, because it's people who love these toys, and want to play with them because they're cool, right? And so Gihoon, it's chef's kiss. Keep them coming. Maxwell, go ahead.
Gihoon.
We have a whole team now.
Yeah.
I want to say special thanks to Dion and the Leon, Tommy, and John. They're doing all this great work, and they're making even more toys. We have so many that it's hard to keep track of right now.
Right. As a toy collector, that makes my heart sing.
We had previews of just our wave. We call them product data sheets, but we had previews of some of the upcoming stuff, and it's just unbelievably cool what these guys are coming up with, and the creativity is strong with these Jedi. Like Excellent. It's incredible, and like you spoke really well of the fandom, and that's so true. It blew my mind how generous and kind and like. Just how organic the fandom was for this line. It's been unlike any experience in the toy industry that I've had, and I've been in the toy industry for like 15 to 20 years at this point. Cole coming up with the Micro Galaxy Squadron Instagram page. Just everybody coming by our booth at Celebration. Like I do want to give a quick shout out to the events team. Like Natalie specifically had this fantastic idea of a play space so that everybody could get a chance to play with the product as soon as it was revealed every day. So, as soon as we showed that Lambda class shuttle, kids could play with it, adults could play with it, people could swoosh it around and like give it a rating. And it's just so fulfilling to see them all come together. And, in retrospect, having the entire wall of every vehicle that we've done to date, might have been a bit of an overload for some people, because everybody just kept looking at that going, oh my man, there's Sabine's TIE Fighter. Oh man, there's Hera's A-Wing. Oh, I can't wait. I need that. Oh man, we need the Havok Marauder. And Gihoon, do you know how many Havok Marauders this gentleman has?
Oh no, how many?
He has 4.
Oh, oh my god, nice.
Yeah, I am fleet building. My wife thinks I have a problem. I'm going to make an epic battle scene. So I am stockpiling ships like there are no tomorrow. And in fact, even some of the more hard to get, like the Outland TIE, Moff Gideons, I've been able to procure 4 of those, because You know, in an earlier episode of Mandalorian, they had a whole squadron of them, a whole wing of them there. So it's like, yeah, I need more than one, just so when they're flying around, it's a little, I can have squadrons. And so yeah, super happy about that. And yeah, just I'm sorry, there we go. Yeah, this is great. I have a bunch of T-47 snow speeders. I'm building an X-wing squadron. I've got TIE fighters at the the TIE interceptors and the bombers. Yeah. Oh my!
Oh, the bombers! You're gonna be so happy with those bombers. 2-seaters.
Yes.
2-seaters, and like inside they have the controls.
Yes.
For the bomber in the back. Like it's so good. Like the interior of the cockpits is really one of the things that makes this line so special. It's not just a seat; it's the control panel. It's everything. It's the nav computer, and like. Gihoon and his team have just again like they keep killing it, and our collaborators at Lucas, like they believe in this line. They help us so much with this line and just making sure that every minute detail is perfect. And for they provide us with amazing 3D renders of the vehicles. We work to make those playable. If details don't exist inside them, we go to the cross-section cutaway books, and Gihoon will copy section that and be like, all right, we need to add panel lining here and here and here, and then dots here and here and here. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I just want to say for the TIE Bomber specifically, that was all John. John Ottinger. He spent so much time on that one. You have no idea. And he was like looking at it, like ripping apart, like, we got some 3D files and we're just taking that apart, seeing every second of like movie parts just to see one more frame of detail.
See, and it's that attention to detail and love that I think really translates for this whole line. I mean, I've been blown away by and Maxwell, you were telling me about the precision casting and what's really involved and what sets these ships apart from previous lines because of that love and that excitement and the teeny tiny little details there just push it over the edge. And I have to say too, the price point for all of these ships is fantastic. Like they are affordable. They to be able to buy a TIE fighter for like $12 Canadian, which is like 25 cents American, right? It's tremendous.
That's the current exchange rate, actually.
Yeah. So it's brilliant. It is really, really it's lovely to see. And as somebody who's collecting multiples, I appreciate that. I love that. I don't army build, but I do fleet build. And I love that. So I appreciate that. And it is great when the detail is there. Like you say, the control panels, the yokes, the sticks, everything like that is great. There's a reason why I think a lot of people are starting to wake up to the Micro Galaxy Squadron line, because at the beginning it was like I could pick and choose, and now I go and they're selling, which I love. I love that. I'm like, oh, good, because if they sell, then you'll make more. And it keeps going and keep going and going. So I'm happy to spread the love. I know Cole is happy, just overjoyed to spread the love. Katie loves that. It's all these wonderful things, so people who are advocating, and you're knocking it out of the ballpark, and it's wonderful. Before we continue, I have to bring up. I'm sorry, this is a bit of business. We have a super chat here. From my friend Ken Plume. It's a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. The hits just keep on coming. Well, just you wait, Ken. Just you wait, because there is. You're gonna. If you're a fan of this line, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of The Mandalorian, I think you're really gonna enjoy that. And just one more. We got another super chat here from my buddy.
Whoa! Wow.
Captain Wrecked. Thank you for that $55 super chat. Now I can buy an entire wing of TIE fighters with that. Paul, this better be what the brigade is hoping for. It will never arrive in my small town, but I'm trying hard to collect MGS. Finally got my Munilist but I paid as much as a bucket for it. Hope this helps you get to unbox. Hashtag Charles. Thank you so much, Joe. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, no, this is something maybe we can talk about a little bit later, the distribution of Micro Galaxy Squadron. And I think just because it is so popular, how do we get these toys into the hands of people who might not live as close to these major centers? And that's a discussion we can have a little bit later. But thank you so much, Joe, for that. I appreciate you. I love you. And hashtag Charles, I'll never live that down. Thank you.
So, I mean, wow. Where to begin? So first off, I need to give several other people shout outs. One, Jazzwares as a company is just phenomenal. And like we talked about precision tooling before the call started, and that's really what helps separates the line. And precision tooling, you know, I'm okay to say it does not come inexpensively. And the amount that Jazzwares has believed in the line, has believed in Star Wars, has believed in what this line is capable of from a fan perspective. Everybody who works in this brand as a fan. I don't care if it's a designer, an intern, packaging. Our product development team are passionate fans of Star Wars. I'll give a shout out to George Forkas, Adam Santaw, Jessica, and Glenn, and now Kevin Ellis as well. Glenn, you, if I'm not mistaken, worked on the original Naboo N1 Starfighter from Phantom Menace when he worked at Hasbro. And he now helps kind of shepherd this line. And they're a product development team. They make sure that this stuff actually looks as good as Gihoon and the team sculpted. So they help with the tooling. They work with our factories to make sure that everything comes out as beautifully as possible. And again, it's thanks to Jazzwares believing in the line as much as they do, believing in the concept of the line, understanding what Star Wars fans want, that all of this has really been possible. The fact that people have gravitated to the Munilus 10 gunship too as much as I do, I mean, that is my favorite era of Star Wars. I love it. But wow, like seeing so many passionate fans, it's incredible. And when we started the line, we wanted three things, right? We wanted an authentic scale, right? You've seen all the various different scales before. I mean, I love my Action Fleet Millennium Falcon. It is so choice. At the same time, my Action Fleet Millennium Falcon is also the same exact size as my Action Fleet TIE Interceptor. They were sold at the same price point, and that makes sense. But we wanted to have authentic scaling, and so we got to 196, and we've pretty much stayed close to that. We wanted the best in class detailing that we could get. We wanted this to be top of the line, top of the fleet, stuff that would really be museum quality. Another sidebar. I don't know if you're familiar with the line Dino Riders from the 1980s. Yeah. So one of the members of Jazzwares actually worked on the packaging for that line in drafting up some of the illustrations. But one of the cool things with Dino Riders as a line is that the dinosaurs for it, they didn't have to be, but Tycho made them so lifelike, so realistic that when the Smithsonian Institute wanted to make dinosaur toys, all they did was reuse those Dino Riders molds. And that's what we wanted here, right? Yeah. We wanted you to. Okay, the one we're going to reveal is right on my desk, so it's like right there, and I don't want to pick it up yet. We wanted these to double as museum quality pieces. We wanted that authenticity to really be there, and for stuff like landing gear that might not exist. I mean, for some things that we had to actually help create, like. These are some of the most authentic ships ever produced. And then also, Paul, to your point, squadron building, fleet building, that is in every single one of our marketing decks. That is in every single one of the things that we try to do. And the fact that you are a fleet builder, you are a squadron builder, like you are a true Micro Galaxian. I want to keep using that phrase until it sticks. I know it's going to stick at some point.
I love that.
But like we wanted to make it affordable, right? Because like I go to the toy store, like I am a massive toy nut. Like these are just some of the toys on my desk right now. Like it's covered. At work, it's just a smorgasbord of every action figure that I can possibly get. But to make everything affordable, to make it so that, you know, costs are going up. Costs are going up everywhere, and you know, people are really starting to feel it. And we wanted this line to be something that was affordable and something that people were able to collect and were able to amass fleets of. Because there's nothing that I like more than seeing fans with like 15 TIE fighters or like an entire wing of TIE interceptors or all of the Rogue Squadron. It's so freaking cool. And there's so many different X-Wings that we can do that we haven't gotten to yet. I mean, I'm Gihoon, can you think of an X-Wing that we haven't done yet that we probably should do?
Oh man, we've been on so many X-Wings and so many TIE fighters.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're talking to an actual X-Wing pilot right now, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. Because, you know, it's not my place. But I can think of a couple.
Organically.
I can think of a couple just off the top of my head. I can think of a couple. My goodness.
Can I give John Carmen a shout out for mentioning mini rigs? Because I love that so much. I want to do mini rigs so badly. Like, oh man, the Bosk one specifically, like I can't remember what it was called, but it was like it's the bounty hunter like capture pod 100%.
Right.
And as long as they're canonical, we can do them.
Yeah, that's perfect. And at the same time, too, John, thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate that. For those of you who have been super chatting, we're gonna get to you in just a minute. We just got a really nice flow happening here, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the generous donations. We're gonna get to those in just a second. But Gihoon, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh no, I was just saying, back at the not SDCC, celebration, we were actually been talking about something like the Uglies, where we just get a bunch of our existing ones and maybe we can do something with it. I don't know.
Okay.
So the Uglies are a deep cut. So the Uglies are essentially, what if someone took pieces of Rebellion and Imperial starfighters and mashed them together into like an unholy abomination, but one that looks just so freaking cool.
Yes.
My favorite thing is called the Y-tie.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
See? That's a mashup. That's like kit bashing to the extreme. I can already, in my head canon, a Y-wing and a TIE fighter crash on a desolate planet. The pilots have to work together to rebuild the craft to survive some calamity. And there you go. You've got the Y-tie that is born of that. This is just, we can write a comic book about it, a novelization.
Yes.
And boom, it becomes canon. How's that?
And then we can do a variant where it's the tie-dye Y-tie, and I can die happy.
There you go. Okay, speaking of dying happy, I'm going to clean up here. We've got a number of super chats I just want to get to, gentlemen, so I'm just going to... Our first one's from the Dano channel for $5. Thank you so much. The hits keep coming. Micro Galaxy Squadron team, give me an Outrider. Okay, thank you so much for that, Dano channel. Appreciate that. We've got another one here for my friend Ken Plume again. Another $2. He's putting my kids through college. Captain Wrecked, making my $2 look sad. No, every amount counts. Every amount is appreciated, and it's not about how much you. It's a spirit in which you give it. And so, thank you so much, Ken. You're always so generous with what you do. Donate. Oh my God, I can't speak anymore. We've got another huge one from Fernando Caballero from Mexico. Thank you so much. $65. Thank you for putting so much passion into creating this Star Wars series. Greetings from Mexico. Yes. Feel the love, gentlemen. Feel the love. Everybody's really, really digging it. This is something that is, it's becoming a must-have. This line, it is. If you're a collector of, if you love Star Wars, if you love ships, if you love miniatures, it's like cross-sectional, and there's a convergence happening here, and I'm digging it. And I also love, let's not forget the little tiny figures that look super dope and are just, at first I kind of like, well, I'm not as interested in them, but now I am like kind of getting completist. I'm like, I need that Farm Boy Luke. I don't have that Farm Boy Luke. How do I get that Farm Boy Luke? Oh, I need to get the battle pack, the trench run, or I got to get the land speeder. Why? But that's cool. That's cool. I love that.
We're gonna tell our horrible Farm Boy Luke story now. So, are you a Marvel comic fan, Paul?
I am.
Are you familiar with the concept of a no prize?
No.
So back in the 60s, Stan Lee started this thing, or Marvel started this thing, where if you caught an error in continuity and then you explained why it wasn't an error in continuity, then they would send you an empty envelope called a no prize. And we did this fairly early on. There is a mistake on our initial release of the Millennium Falcon. There's actually two. One I will not reveal at this time, but Paul, as a seasoned Star Wars fan and actor, can you please tell me what is wrong with the microfigure accessory selection in the Millennium Falcon?
There's no so it comes with Han, Chewie, Leia, I believe.
Yep.
And Ben Kenobi.
Yep.
But there is no Luke Skywalker.
Well, what's odd about those four being in the Millennium Falcon at the same time?
Yeah, that's right. Obi-Wan wasn't there because he was dead by the time Leia got on.
Somebody did catch that. Far fewer than you would expect.
Wow.
But somebody did catch it, and that is why you see Farm Boy Luke in the Escape the Death Star box set.
Okay.
But don't worry, you will get a chance to get Farm Boy Luke later with the land speeder, and then also, we'll make him readily available again with a different vehicle. Gihoon, what vehicle could we possibly include Luke Skywalker in his Tatooine robes? Something about Womp Rats, maybe.
That's so deep.
I really want to do a T-16 Skywalker.
That would be so cool. That would be so cool.
That would be cool.
And by the way, before someone runs with it, just because I say something is super cool and I want to do it, that is me fanboying out. That does not mean that it's set in stone for the line.
I don't know. In today's clickbait society, pretty much, even if you joke about it, it's been confirmed. Screen Rant and Giant Freaking Robot have already written articles about it, and they're saying it is fact. So
I went nuts. I went nuts on one podcast because somebody pulled out an Action Fleet Imperial Sentinel class Imperial landing vehicle, which is probably the wrong name, but that's essentially the troop transport version of the Lambda shuttle, and I love that thing, and I geeked out so much, and then I our Diane on one of our calls is Max, I don't know if you saw the article that was written just now, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's the day after, actually.
Sentinel class landing craft confirmed.
But that's not your fault, because if you're nerding out over it and then somebody says that you confirmed, it's happened to me so many times with so many shows.
Oh man!
So I feel your pain. It happened to me during Avatar. When I was doing that, and I was just
first of all, congratulations on getting that role, man. That is so cool, and you're such a good fit for it. I cannot wait to see that movie.
Me too. It's actually an 8-part TV series. Season 1 is going to be released sometime. They're working on the VFX right now. We finished shooting it last June, end of June, and it's been in post ever since. And, they've got to get the VFX just right. I think the two of you can agree with that, right? If you're going to do it and you're going to go into detail, it's got to blow people away, and it takes time. So I'm sure you would much rather, delay something and make sure it's absolutely perfect, or just so much better than perfect, just to get it right. Because you want people to just lose their minds over it, right? So I think
tell him about the Vulture droid.
Oh yeah, so originally, I'm not sure if we can. I guess I can.
We can say it. It's fine.
Yeah, Vulture was actually proposed to be a Series 2 item, and then while we're doing it, and then near the end of the process, the time, we found out we still couldn't get it just right. It was too fiddly, a little too fragile. that we had to like, yeah, okay, we definitely we can't bring it out like this. People will be pissed, and then it would be just a bad look and just bring down the whole quality of the line. So let's make it. It is now wave 5, I believe, right?
Wave 4.
Wow.
But
Wave 4.
so the Vulture Droid, right? It transforms from walking mode into flight mode. And when we did this, we wanted to make it to scale. And honestly, the Vulture Droid is pretty small. We wanted to have it in our light armor class so that people could, army build this thing, right? We want people to have like 50 Vulture Droids just walking around on a desk. And we wanted it to have the flight mode and the walking mode as well. So we tried to engineer something where it would be a single piece that you could open up into the attack mode, or actually you could have it as the flight mode and then transform into walking mode. Problem is it broke every single time.
Yeah.
Every single iteration of it, we tooled it and it broke. So we thought of a brilliant solution. Who did this, Gihoon? Was it Adam who suggested 2 pieces originally?
I think so, possibly. I can't quite remember.
We'll give it to Adam because Adam Santa, whose beard is almost as luxurious as yours, Paul. It's like Adam Santa, by the way, if you've never met him, is a mountain man who oh my god. Adam Santa's best story is Adam Santa BMX bikes. He was BMX biking in California, and around the bend came a bear.
Wow.
A giant black bear. It's running at him full speed. And do you know what happened? The bear was scared of Adam and jumped over the side of the mountain.
Get out.
Dead serious. Bear tumbles down the mountain because he is so afraid of this man. This man suggested doing two sets of wings. So and actually worked out much better. Because if you recall, there's 2 versions of the Vulture Droid wings. They're either open for attack position or closed for just plain flight position. So we have 2 pairs of wings in every vehicle, which was far more expensive than we had wanted to do originally, but it still created such a cool, high-quality product, and everybody absolutely loved it at Celebration. So you get walking legs that are articulated, that are sturdy, and then you get those flight wings as well that just plug in and they can open up. It's really cool.
That's perfect. Much better than having people complain about, this thing broke. Hey, what's up, Jazz? Why is this breaking? Look at what happened to my thing. Yes, absolutely. And like you say, getting back to what you were saying, Gihoon, about you don't want one misfiring thing bringing down the quality, the overall quality, because it just takes that one ship, and it's just like, okay, that's too bad. But this is great. I'm just going to throw this up here to Ken Plume again with another 2. He's putting my kids through college. What can I say? Micro Galaxians.
Wow. Oh, no. It's about the fans. It's not about me at all. It is about the fans.
I love it. That's what I love about you. Humble, very humble. Very grateful. Jacob Munger with a $2 super chat. Any chance for capital ships in the line? Like a Venator. See, we're getting greedy now. We started talking about Star Destroyers, Venator class, some of the other freighters,
Venator class,
blockade runners, little transport.
All right, blockade runner is definitely a possibility. It's big. It's very big. I also want to do a hammerhead version too because I really like the shape of the hammerhead one.
Yeah.
So Gihoon, remember I discussed Gihoon's scale model when I introduced him of the Star Destroyer. The idea that we had was to do to have one that on the outside looked like it was a very large ship. And then you're able to remove the center section and there's play sections inside. Because again, one of the other, I guess the 4th tenet of the line is really having that playability, that functionality, right? Like in having the space, the detailed cockpits, the landing gear, every single thing that we can possibly fit into the line we want to. Like, man, I really wish I could spoil what's in the next wave, but I can't.
You have to behave.
I know. I'm trying to keep myself in check. but like just the playability is so high. So having that play section inside the Star Destroyer would just be so key and so cool. Imagine that you get a Star Destroyer, you bring it home, and then you open up the center section like you do with the Millennium Falcon in the back. And inside is a meditation chamber for Darth Vader to sit in. There's like hologram screens of the Emperor. There's an entire like bridge section. Or, oh man, if it was the Executor, we could have all 6 bounty hunters in there. It'd be so freaking cool. It'd be big, but it would be really cool. Yeah. I think that is more likely than the Venator.
Possibilities are endless, right? Like that's the incredible thing about it. Like you can just, and you really are limited by scale, by size, right? I mean, that's the thing. If you want everything to scale, I mean, sure, you guys could release a Star Destroyer that's the same size as a Millennium Falcon, which is like one of the bigger ships out there right now. That might, you could do that, but then the scale's all out of whack.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a different line. Maybe, for the Micro Galaxy Squadron, if you have your capital ships line where you can have that, and then everybody's got to realize that these capital ships are at a different scale, and you could fleet build that way. They just won't interact with the other ones that are in scale. Maybe you could, that's a humble suggestion. As somebody who desperately wants a Star Destroyer, Venator class, blockade runners, Mon Calamari, cruisers, Home One, all those different ships. That's just a suggestion. That perhaps you could just, I don't know, whatever the feasibility of that is, but that's wishful thinking on my part.
Well, I mean, Paul, what were you showing me right before we started? It's right next to you, right there. I mean, it's the perfect example in how to do this thing to scale is the old Kenner line. I mean, you get stuff like that. I think it's so it's so compelling to do those vehicles, and I'll tell you kind of my internal wish list, right? So. We've already done one. So again, I'm a huge fan of the Gennady Tartakovsky series. I'm butchering his name. I apologize. I'm a massive Samurai Jack fan, massive animation fan, and also a Primal fan. Love that show. But like getting to do the Munilist 10 gunship, like that was like my watermark. I'm like, all right, if I can only do one thing, I want to do that Munilist 10 gunship with the ARC troopers, and we got it. Also. Fun fact: does anybody here own that vehicle? Paul? Do you own the vehicle yet? You said you pre-ordered it, right?
Yeah, it's on its way actually via Amazon.com on its way up to Canada.
So we had a discussion when that vehicle came out about the ARC troopers that come with it. I specifically wrote that we need to have Phase 1 ARC troopers in that vehicle.
Wow.
I check sculpts sometimes because I know what the characters look like. And I want to see how these things look. And so we have a smart sheet system where we can view everything that's going on. And so I'll see the sculpts when they come in. And do you know what phase the ARC Trooper came in the first time around? Phase 2.
Phase 2.
So I'm in Bristol, Pennsylvania at this point. I marched downstairs to Daniel Partaine's desk. I'm like, Daniel, who was instrumental in getting the look of our microfigure accessories correct. And like Gihoon, I think he's also the one who was able to put Grogu on the back of the chase scout.
Yeah,
brilliant. He's like, okay, we'll fix it. We'll make it phase 1. It's okay. I'm like, all right, good. Sculpts come back in. I'm like, all right, I know Daniel did it. I know he did it. He sent the reference artwork. I saw it. Nope. Phase 2 again. But they look better this time. They look more like the Phase 2 troopers.
Yeah.
So we're all good. And because of lead times, we need to make sure that we can get our packaging done, right? Like our packaging needs to be done essentially a little bit before the product. Mm-hmm. So our final packaging sample comes in. It looks beautiful. I am flabbergasted that the thing looks as beautiful as it does. And I look at the side of the box.
Oh.
And I look at the renders of the vehicles going into the cockpits. I'm like, those are Phase 2 helmets, and those are troopers. So the final figures, the final microfigure accessories are those Phase 1 guys. The final artwork on the side of the box has the Phase 2 clones. So if you catch it, like make a note of it. That thing's going to be a collector's item because we've already released the corrected artwork. Wait, I think Gihoon, we can tell one more, like, and by the way, Paul, thank you so much for bringing up the, like making sure you get it right, because that's been, that's been our watchword the entire line. And like, again, shout out to the design and product development team for making sure that we get stuff right. In fact, the reveal that we're going to do when I show you the packaging, our packaging team, who I will speak volumes about in a little bit, and Paul, you're going to love them for a very specific reason. They caught something so minute on the back. Oh my God, he's right there. William Patterson gets a shout out right now. 11:14 p.m. timestamp right there. Will, our lead packaging designer, packaging manager for the brand. Let's give him a round of applause there. This guy is just a absolute master. And so yeah, like anyway, so just getting like again getting it right, making sure that we do everything really well. The Millennium Falcon, Gihoon. Do you remember what happened to the Millennium Falcon the first time around?
When you were talking about getting it just right, I was just having these PTSD flashbacks to Millennium Falcon. So what happened was during our what we call first shots, that's when we first tool out the steel and like pour in the plastic. Like it was looking great, and when it was painted up, it was looking great. It was working fine. And then at the very last step, just to get ready for the final production, they polish up some of the tools. And so suddenly what happened was that the turret in the middle, which was really nice and firm friction fit, no longer was friction fit. It just kept popping out. And we were like, okay, like it can't go out like that. For the first, I can't remember how many, first like 1,000 or something, they built a hand
built in the tool, a tiny little thing.
They glued it on individually for first 1,000 or so ones, just so it can work right first step out.
Wow.
Very last minute.
Apparently I'm frozen for the comments, so I'm gonna pop out and then pop back.
You're back. You're back now.
Okay, cool.
You're actually back.
No, and again, like that's a testament to our PD team, like making sure that we get this stuff out and like everything is as beautiful as it possibly can be, and just making sure that first one out is still excellent. It's just so funny though, like they just handcrafted something, stuck it on there, and that's what made it work. And then we had a more permanent solution for later on, so that we could do those beautiful vehicles, like the Millennium Falcon, the Return of the Jedi Millennium Falcon that really needs to be seen to be believed. The scratch marks right behind the radar dish, the broken radar dish, the
digging that.
Yeah, we spoke to Billy D. Williams at Celebration, and we promised him that we would be giving him his Falcon back. Actually,
in one piece.
Funny Celebration story. I just wanted to give Billy D. Williams the Millennium Falcon back because Han technically won it from him in a game of Sabak, and we're not gonna judge, we're not gonna speculate on how that game went, but still, we wanted to give him his Falcon back. So we had these samples. Gihoon, Tim, our copywriter, and myself. We walk over to Billy D, and we ask his handler if it's okay if we just give him this gift, and he's really happy to get it. And his handler is like, "Hey, can you come back? Like, we want a picture of him holding the Falcon. We want to give it to you." And we said, "Thank you so much." So we come back later. Someone has stolen the Millennium Falcon from Billy D. Williams' green room.
You're kidding me.
I am not kidding. Someone stole it from his green room. And so, so don't worry. It's even more serendipitous because that awesome Target box set, the what's it called, Gihoon? I forgot what it was called until we reviewed it in the meeting the other day.
Well, which one?
The box set with the damaged Millennium Falcon.
Oh, geez.
Will knows. Will's gonna pop.
Yeah, Will would know.
It's called the Destroy the Death Star battle.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
It's the most aggressively named battle pack that we've done today.
That's great. Death in there.
But yeah, I mean,
oh my. We're gonna get to some super chats here. We've got
Yeah,
Max Rebo with $1.99. Thank you so much. I'll never find a Chase Paplu. Never say never, my friend. Oh,
Max
there you
Rebo,
go.
my favorite Star Wars character besides Admiral Akbar. So shout out to Max Rebo.
Big shout out.
You'll find your Chase Paplu. Don't worry.
You know what?
We made 5,000 of them.
Yeah, and I was like my big one for the little blind boxes was I wanted that escape pod with R2, and I bought cases and was doing unboxings, like just box breaks on Instagram, and it got to the point where I actually had a friend who just on a whim, who doesn't even collect, bought 2 and got 2 Chase from the little ones. I was like, oh, and one of them was R2 with the escape pod, and he sent it to me. So this is how great the community. He sent it to me, and so I knew I had one coming, and then I unboxed one. I got one, and so it'll happen. It can happen. You got to have the faith, and you'll find it. You will find it.
Paul, like we're getting along so well with Paul right now. I don't want to tell him what we did for celebration.
I saw everybody was getting them. Oh, look, here's another one. Everybody. That's okay, because I was so happy when I did break it and I saw it. I was like, oh, because I was not expecting it at all. And that's the joy of toy hunting, right? You get that. But yeah, I did see that everybody was getting a little blind box. They're all getting.
So one of the things that we are looking to do in the future too, because I know that look, we have two consumer bases, right? We have our Jedi masters who are our older fans, our fans who buy every vehicle that they can find. These wonderful people who build entire fleets and buy 4 Havok Marauders and plan to get 6 AT-ATs, which is
Tell my wife.
Oh no, your wife's not on the stream, is she?
No, it's fine.
And we also have kids, right? Like, there's so much play feature for their kids in here. Like, these are really some of the nicest crafted Star Wars vehicles being made today. So we do want to make sure that everybody has a shot to get those. And I know, and the reason we have the Chase and the Rares, and I said this before, is so that we can do kind of those more secondary and tertiary vehicles, or those vehicles that might not resonate as much with a kid audience, right? So Tim Bungeroff, who I don't see on here, but might be on here, my college friend who works for the company. I was a copywriter. He and I made a list of every vehicle that we could think of for Star Wars when the line first started. And we also thought of vehicles that we thought we would never be allowed to do. And one of those vehicles was a flaming speeder bike with Paplu. And as you can see, that vehicle has now become a reality. So that's bucket list 2, by the way, for the line, for those keeping track. Dirge from Dirge with his swoop bike, bucket list 3. Nice. Bucket list 4 is some version of Admiral Akbar, and bucket list 5 is a Executor Star Destroyer that has a special cutout in the bridge section that you can smash your A-wing into.
Nice.
I'm just shooting for the moon here, but but one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that our fans, like the fans who want the line, who want these chases, understanding that chases are chases so that we can make the ships that we all know and love. We're looking into ways for us to have a kind of all-in box set where you can then purchase at a slightly higher price point a set of everything in a specific way for our scout class blinds, all of those, light armor class, all of those, starfighter class, each of those, and make it relatively affordable as well. So you just want one of those chases, you can just get the all in, you're fine. It's limited. It comes in beautiful packaging, and also includes a letter from the Micro Galaxy Squadron team, like thanking you. And I'm hoping to hand sign it, so that's going to probably depend on the. I want all of our team to sign it to show how much love is put into this.
Yes.
So
100%.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
So, it's something that we've been working on. We hope to roll out. And the other piece of this is the other one, really fingers crossed, hoping is when we do it, being able to go back and do previous waves. So if you never, like, it depends on how many we've produced, obviously, of like the series 2, we can't go over 5,000 for the chase, 15,000 for the rares. You know, like, if we still have leftover quantities of that, then just putting those in and running some of those series 2, series 3 sets.
Nice.
So yeah, we're trying to service as many fans as possible.
Okay. So just be patient. There will be a way, but for now, I'm still really enjoying the hunt. To be honest,
nice.
I am. It's given me, and I love because at GameStop over here, they don't like the SKU, the SKU code or whatever. It's not detailed. It's just whatever class that is.
Nope.
So they don't know what they're gonna get. So you actually have to get off your ass and go to a bricks and mortar store and dig around. And that's so nostalgic for me. Instead of just sitting back, and it is very easy online ordering, and I still do it, which is great. But there's something really nostalgic, and I just love. It's a great reason to go to a toy store and to look and dig through, search. And that just brings me back.
That's honestly, that's another reason why I like having rares and chases in the line, because you have to go to the store and you have to look. I mean, I wanted to ask you, since we got on here and I completely lost track, like, what's your journey in collecting? Like, how did you start collecting?
Oh gosh. You know what? Ever since I was a kid, obviously, my parents didn't have a lot of money, but they never and I didn't get everything that I wanted, but I got enough, a few things to keep me really happy. And what I did get, which wasn't a huge amount, I played with relentlessly, and I had my favorite toys. And so when Star Wars came out, I was 5 years old, right? And they didn't have the figures out immediately. And my parents were like, we're not spending money on that for you. But when Empire Strikes Back came out 3 years later, and I was a little bit older, they got me a couple of sets, right? And so that's when I started collecting the action figures. And there's certain figures that I really, really wanted. Han Solo in the Hoth suit was one. I wanted the Snow Stormtroopers and all this stuff. And so that's how it began. And, it just sort of continued on from that point. And to a bunch of different things like Space Lego that first started coming out. And that was a different kind of Lego that I really adored. My dad and I, yes, right? That's the gateway. And my dad and I would build them together. And that's really, I started to endow these toys with fond memories. And as I got older, it just became an extension of stuff. And I got out of it for a while, to be honest, because when I went to university, I moved away from home. I said to my parents, don't touch this stuff. And immediately, as soon as I was at the door, they gave all of my stuff away. They gave it away. It went to families where they had younger kids that at least they were being enjoyed. But that really stung. And it was just like, I can't start this again. I was in university though too, and I discovered, hey, off-campus life and going out and drinking and meeting girls and chasing girls and stuff like that. And so it was just like the funds kind of got redirected in that way for a bit, but I still would get the occasional collector thing. Like I would get a couple of issues of a comic book, although I'm completely off comics now because it just became too expansive and too expensive in certain lines where I just couldn't keep up anymore. But I got the diorama, so I got like the movie Maniacs. Figs, right? Like it's just like, okay, RoboCop, you're mine. I'm gonna grab you. Oh, there's a couple of Predators. There's the diorama of the Orca from Jaws with Bruce on top, and you could have Quint put him in there. Like that was it. There were some that I missed out on, like the die-cast Space 1999, the Eagle Landers. They were $80 back in the day, and I just couldn't afford it. Like it was like that or food. And so it's just like I had to eat. And I regret that because now I look at it and I go, oh, I wish I had it. But now if I wanted one of those, it's like $400, right?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, okay. But there's certain things. And so for me, after as well, once I started getting TV money, to be honest, that's the doors opened up a little bit because I had a little bit of extra income coming in. And I thought, I worked really hard for this. I'm going to enjoy it. I got into replica prop building, and then opened the doors up again to just collecting figures and toys. and things. But I was always obsessed with die-cast airplanes, jets, ships, crafts, not cars so much. Anything that could fly, I loved. And then I saw these Micro Galaxy Squadron ships because I missed the Action Fleet stuff. That was during university and stuff when I was like chasing other things. But that was like, now it's like it's right back in my wheelhouse, and I feel like a little kid again, and I love it. And I'm unapologetic about it because yeah.
That's a great story. What was your favorite from the old Kenner line? That's what I'm really curious. And I love the idea of your parents seeing the early bird certificate box and being like, we're not going to buy our son a cardboard box.
Yeah. Honestly, it was, and this is very funny. My parents got me a Lobot figure, and I was like, Lobot? Oh, why did you get me Lobot? Like at the time. But Lobot became the whipping boy of all of my adventures. He got thrown down he got pushed off. He got shot so many times. He was the garbage boy for all of it. And so like by default, because he was so integral in all the adventures, I guess he was kind of my favorite one because he was in every scenario. I loved Han Solo in the Hoth, like the parka. But then it was just like, okay, well, he's on the Death Star. He can't have the parka. So like I needed Han Solo with the Bespin jacket and stuff. And I think I had the Hoth one for sure, and I lost him in the Bespin jacket. So it was just Han with the parka the whole time. But he was my go-to. I love the Stormtroopers and the Snowtroopers. I never got a Darth Vader. Funny enough. Never got
interesting.
Darth. Yeah, but it gives my parents just going, this one. I know they got me Lobot because he was on sale. Like I know, and that's fine, right? It was like Star Wars. I don't know how I forgot this. The AT-AT driver.
I love
hands
that
down
design.
my favorite because he was like a souped up stormtrooper on steroids, and that mask and the gray and the flak vest and the chest box. And I wanted an AT-AT, but they got me the AT-ST instead. And
with the leg thing where you press
like
the button,
I would make them dance, go tick 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 tick. So yeah, but yeah, that I would have to say, oh my god, I just unlocked the core memory. I love that guy.
You did it, Gihoon!
Yes.
Well, actually, you bring up the AT-AT pilot, and that's something that I want to call out from both our design team and our manufacturing, our product development team. So if you notice in the Series 1 TIE Fighters, for the Imperial symbol on the helmet, it's the silver dot. We essentially realize, if you look at is it Boba Fett? Yeah, it's Boba Fett, and you look at the Mandalorian, you'll notice that there's no paint on the visor. That's because we actually couldn't physically paint the visor. And we couldn't physically paint or print the Imperial symbol at the size of a pinhead. If you look at the AT-AT driver, however, on our new AT-AT coming out this fall, if you look at his helmet, the Imperial cog is there, and it is printed on at the size of a pinhead. And I believe that we're also doing that on every other Imperial pilot, etc., including TIE pilots, etc.
All our items are getting better and better every wave, and especially when I guess thank David Rojas for pushing, what we can do. So to get even more details, more with tempo and stuff, and such as smaller things. And now, if you look at the new some of the X-wing pilots, their helmet is a lot more ornate than Wave 1 stuff.
Oh, Biggs Darklighter. It has the pattern in the helmet. The only thing that we couldn't do was the mustache, but we're working on beard technology. We're working on beard technology. We talked about this today, Gihoon. We gotta get those beards in, okay?
Nice. There aren't many pilots with beards.
You're on the way.
I'm just going to throw this over to Captain Rec. Thank you so much for your patience. Everybody who's got a super chat, I will get to it. This conversation is flowing so well too. So forgive me if I don't get it up there, but I'm going to get your names up there. Captain Rec, Joe, thank you so much for your $5.50 super chat. The mixed ones were called the uglies in the expanded universe. If Micro Galaxy Squadron goes expanded universe, give me some Republic Commando lats in black. Lovely attention to detail.
Yes, thank you, Gihoon. Write that down. Write that down. We will 100% do that if we can. That is such a good one.
There you go. Thank you so much, Joe. We got another huge super chat here from Kukabe.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much. I got the wrong sound bites up there. This line is the best thing to come out since the original Kenner action figures. 100% agree.
Oh, thank you.
100% agree with that statement. Yeah, gentlemen, I think you're knocking it out of the ballpark. It is, and it's hot. It's becoming the hot ticket item. It is, hands down.
And you know, I do. One of the big reasons I think people gravitate towards the line or find the line at retail has got to be the packaging. I mean, I don't keep packaging. I keep packaging for this line, and I like the love and care that goes into each and every single one of these, like the packaging for each of them. Like, you've got custom illustrations on the side. You've got that back panel that kind of acts as it's actually really an innovative cross-sell in the fact that it actually it includes vehicles that we've done before or plan to do in the future. So when you open up the box, you're actually confronted by, okay, how do I complete the scene? Oh, these. And they're all beautifully illustrated. All of those images are actually taken from our final models of the vehicles. So from our 3D sculpts. So those are the actual toys you're getting. The holograms on the back, the blueprint, the collectible blueprint that you can cut out. Just the overall slick packaging design with the foil callouts and everything like that. Just, it's so beautiful and it sticks out so much on shelf. My personal favorite, the blind boxes, the Scout class blinds, just because you see that tiny little battle sequence and just the care and craft that's gone into completing that. And in a nutshell, that tells you about what this line is about. It's about building out those cool battles, all of the fleet building. And that's really the work of two people, and that is Will Patterson, who I mentioned before, and Olivia, who is just Olivia and Will are my day-to-day contacts in Bristol, Pennsylvania, where we work. And they, like, Olivia is just so talented. Will is just so talented. I cannot say what our convention exclusives are yet for San Diego. There are 4 of them, but when you see, and we are happy to talk about this again when I can actually show these things. Unfortunately, our wonderful public relations team has told us that we have to wait until we do a mass announcement. But when you see these things, you are going to be like, this is it. Like, this is the best. It is the coolest exclusive ever, in my opinion. Like,
man,
that's brilliant.
Heady words. I mean,
well, once you see the packaging, the packaging that Will created, you're like,
all right. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Kukabe, for that $125 super chat. Wow. My cup runneth over. This is spectacular. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Here's another super chat here from Captain Rec. Again, Joe, $5.50. You're putting my other kid through college. Thank you. Last one. I named the clone pilot with my MGS gunship, Charles. TIE Phantom from Rebel Assault possible? Throwing it over to you, gentlemen. Is it? Possibly.
I'm sorry, the TIE Phantom
from Rebel Assault.
I need to remember what the TIE Phantom looks like. TIE Phantom. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. We need to do that. I mean, let's see. The other one that's going to come up is going to be the TIE Defender. We will do the TIE Defender.
Yes.
The E-Wing. We will do the E-Wing.
Yeah.
What is the other one? Every TIE variant that you can think of is in a document, and we will 100% try to do them. Gihoon, what is the one that I say that we are going to do every single time?
Oh, the TIE Tread.
The TIE Crawler.
Crawler, yes.
Whenever I can't think of a vehicle to add to a wave, it is the TIE crawler that gets that spot. And then it gets superseded by something really cool from like new content or something like that. So it's
Right.
Oh man, last
Yeah.
time we had a big brainstorm. We compiled all the vehicles that we talked about, and it was about like 108 pages. And then we sent it over to Max, and Max is like, "Oh my god,
Oh
this
my
is too large."
wait, we gotta talk about John Ottinger here. So you mentioned John earlier. Which
Yeah.
vehicle did he work on that you were talking about?
John was the one we talked about today. He worked on the TIE bomber.
Okay,
Nice.
so John is John is the Bob Ross of toy design, and what I mean by that is hearing him talk. And again, he needs to be on more of these live streams with us because he is. I could listen to this guy talk for days.
Mhm.
He just describes things so like calmly and serenely, like, hey, yeah, we're gonna add a little bit of engine detailing here. Oh yeah, we got this paint work here that needs to be toughened up a little bit. It's like poetry in motion. This guy is just unbelievable. I don't even remember why we brought him up just now, but like he deserves a shout out for just being so fun.
For sure. And you're not the first person to actually call him Bob Ross.
Fantastic. Mike Baker, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Okay, see you as well. Thanks so much. We got another super chat. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, another super chat from my buddy Alfredo M. $5. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow.
Love seeing three super nerds have a passionate chat. This is
pushing my glasses all nerd like, being like, yeah, super nerd.
100%. Proud of it. This is honestly, this is a delightful capper to the end of a great day. And we haven't even gotten. I mean, we got over 300 people who are anxiously waiting.
There's 300 people on?
We got
Oh
300
man,
people on this stream right now. So thank you so much, Alfredo, for this. I just want to make sure I'm catching up. Ken Plume again. Big ships are far away in display. Smiley face. Hashtag perspective.
Yes, forced perspective. Why didn't we think of that, Gihoon? We have to do that.
Yep.
Go. Thank you so much, Ken. And okay, I think we're caught up. Oh no, we have a new member, Olivia Schnitzler. Thank you so much for joining the Bitter Brigade. That is much appreciated. We got Edward Jackson here with $1.99. One of my hopes is for the Virago to finally show.
By the way, shout out Olivia Schnitzler is the Olivia of our packaging design team, and she is just so talented.
Thank you,
Olivia. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member.
I appreciate you very, very much. And we try to keep this channel lots of fun, pretty loosey goosey, and just nerds having a good time. Nerds having a good time.
Nerds having a good time.
That's all it is. It's all about spreading that love and supporting each other.
All right,
and getting excited over things.
Man, all right. So, are you a fan of Shadows of the Empire, Paul?
Shadows of the Empire is that's something that is it's on the periphery. I read it years ago. And so it's kind of on the I need a refresher on it, is basically what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's so iconic because I mean, from just like for me, I'm really big into toy history too, and I love toy history. I'm not going to call myself a scholar, but that's. And I think my wife is actually listening to this, along with all of my family members. They're like, why are you reading so much? It's fascinating to me, the history of toys. And Shadows of the Empire came out in 1996, I believe, or 1995 as a book. And then Lucasfilm kind of saw that as, okay, you know what? We want to do these special edition films. We've just really brought back in. We've just brought back the action figure line from Kenner. What are we going to do? Let's do a multimedia event and let's see what happens here. And so they did the book. They did the Dark Horse comic series. They did the action figure line with the purple lightsaber BTW background. And they did the video game for Nintendo 64. And I think the video game is what people remember most. I mean, for me, that is the iconic Star Wars game besides Battlefront. like the sequence where you actually have to like get the tow cable around the AT-AT's
Oh.
legs to knock it down,
Mhm.
the challenge points, the wampas, like everything in there is just great. And it's just, you look at it and it's like Dash Rendar. and you're flying the Outrider, which is the Millennium Falcon. It's the Millennium Falcon's like junior cousin.
Yeah.
But then you get cool ships like the Virago in there. IG-88 makes an appearance. Boba Fett makes an appearance in the video game where you have to beat him, and then you also have to beat his starship. Like, it's just like, it's this watershed moment for the brand where they're like, oh wow, we can do this. Let's just do this now. Like, oh my god, like, let's do these prequels, let's get all this done. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. But what's super fascinating for me is that before episode 1, it's before episode 1, right? So Kenner / Hasbro, who owned Kenner at the time, were like, all right, we're gonna get the rights for I'm sorry, am I remembering this correctly? Yes. So Hasbro's rights for Star Wars, if I remember correctly, was they would have to pay a annual fee in order to just have the license essentially in perpetuity. They missed that payment for 1 year, and so the bidding process opened back up for Star Wars right ahead of the Phantom Menace. And so one of the companies that actually pitched for it was Playmates. And Playmates actually did up some original like sculpts and stuff like that of what their figures would look like, and you can actually find those in some places. A shout out to the book series The Toys That Time Forgot, which is I think a Kickstarter exclusive, but you can also find it at Big Bad Toy Store. Like, it's a fascinating look into some of the toy lines that were either made and forgotten or never actually made it to shelf. But yeah, that's one of them. It's just really fascinating.
Super cool.
Sorry to like.
No, don't apologize. Good Lord, I love deep cuts into that, learning about the backstory of these different sort of branches of the Star Wars universe, right? Because Shadows of the Empire, again, it was just like something that, because you're saying that was a dark period for me in the 90s, in that period of the 90s where I was just sort of like I was off of collecting, so there's a whole line of toys that I missed out on, and some of the literature as well. But like, just sort of hearing the backstory excites me too, because it's like, oh, okay, something else I want to dig into and relearn again about. We've got a $65 super chat for Fernando Caballero again. He's putting my kids through college and then some. I hope you can sell everything via Amazon, because in the rest of the world, like here in Mexico, there's no Target to buy their exclusive vehicles.
We'll get the distribution.
Yeah.
We will 100% get to that.
Yes, because I know, like, for example, in Canada, we don't have Target either. Not anymore. And but most of the Target exclusives, or Target as we call it here, they're picked up by Toys R Us. And Toys R Us doesn't exist in the States anymore. So that's kind of a weird sort of flip-flop, right?
Yeah, rip Toys R Us. I used to go through the Toys R Us in Times Square every single day. When my wife and I went to Canada most recently with our son, we wanted to check out, I wanted to go to a Toys R Us more than anything else in the world, but unfortunately we didn't get the chance to. And for anybody, like the Macy's Toys R Us's here are interesting. I mean, if you collect V Friends, they're Gary V's V Friends. They're a number one spot. But distribution, just to talk about this for a second. Celebration was an eye opener in terms of how many international fans we have. We had an understanding of that at the beginning, but Celebration kind of brought it home. Our head of UK sales was there for a day, and he saw the clamor, he saw the demand. His entire team was there, and all hands-on meetings are now being held to make sure that we get these into the hands of fans. What I do want to say is a shout out to our friends on the Micro. I cannot remember the name of the group on Facebook, but our micro collecting group on Facebook. Some of them are based in Chile. Chile actually got Series 3 first.
Right.
And New Zealand got the Pod Racer Battle Pack first somehow.
Oh.
Somehow, I don't know how.
It's funny because when you see those posts, you always kind of go, "Well, wait a minute, hold on a
How
second.
did you do this?
We didn't even know this existed, and now all of a sudden there's physical proof." It's like, do you have a friend who works in the back room in the warehouse there?
The mythical back room, right?
Right?
Oh man, when you were a kid, right? When you were younger, like you knew that whatever toy that you were looking for existed in that mythical back room.
That's right. It was there somewhere. You're just not looking hard enough.
Yeah, but we heard everybody loud and clear. I mean, especially for Canada, I have meetings coming up soon with our team there to see what our distribution's like, how we can improve it, where we can get it into stores, and like honestly, like one of the things that we'll be collecting through Facebook and stuff like that is just really where people are finding the product in their regions and where they're not, so that we can really center in and target. And so again, Paul, like where you shop in Canada, like the cool thing about our exclusives is that we're not region locked. So it's exclusive in the US, it's available anywhere else worldwide. And we're working to get stuff available elsewhere. I mean, the exclusives I want people to get 100% next year, I want them to be able to pick up the Walmart exclusive Pod Racer Battle Pack, because it's the 25th anniversary event of Menace. Got to get that out there internationally. The Grand Army of the Republic Battle Pack, which to this day I still can't believe we actually made 4 different versions. I remember Gihoon and the team looking at me when I said we're going to do 4 different paint jobs on the LAAT, and we're going to sell them under the same SKU. And then our target team said, no, we can't do that because we can't sell it online. I'm like, yeah, you can. You just got to send a random one to every single house that orders.
Beautiful. I love that. SKU roulette. Right?
It is.
It's exciting. And it's fun when people say, I don't know, I just ordered it and this showed up. Right? I think it's brilliant. It's
so,
brilliant.
Paul, what's your favorite vehicle in the line to date? Because I don't think we've even mentioned that yet.
Don't make me choose. There's so many. I mean,
Make me choose.
Like I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the Razor Crest. That's the Arvala 7 version of it. The
Yeah.
Gauntlet, right. And I've got as well the Outlander tie, the Havoc Marauder over there. I've got the Advanced tie over there. I've got a friend of mine actually went to Galaxy's Edge and got me the specific Millennium Falcon there with Hondo as well. I've got all the chase ones behind me and the rare ones. I got the White TIE Fighter, Sabines, Hera's, Ahsoka's. Like I've been digging hard to get those, right? And of course I've got like tanks, the battle tanks. I've got 4 of those. And the TIEs, the T-47s, the X-Wings. I'm just obsessed with that entire line. The one that I really want to dig into though are the lats, because I just got a completed set. It's been piecemeal through friends, and I was just actually a couple of weeks ago I was about to do an unboxing of one on my channel, and then Tate Fletcher, who plays Paz Vizsla on The Mandalorian, happened to be on the chat because of Captain Wrecked directed him to my channel. I was like, I'm sorry, Micro Galaxy Squadron, I love you, but this is a chance to talk to Paz Vizsla himself and sort of get his take on it. So like I put that aside. So I've been chomping at the bit to get to it. But like the Havoc Marauder is a gorgeous ship. I love the detail. I love being able to take the panels out for the side, so you have the interior of it. I love that the cockpit has a separate access point, that there's a ramp for it. I love the wing action and the landing gear, how that folds out. It's just a beautiful, and again, the detailing and all the panels. Like you're right, when you get up close to it, you can just feel the absolute love and joy of that vehicle throughout. It's gorgeous, right? And the Falcon that lights up and has sound as well is, again, it's a French, chef's kiss. I was gonna say French kiss. It kind of is at the same time too, right? Because it's just, they're so fantastic. And the Razor Crest is beautiful, both versions, and they're different, which is what I love. The engine count, like it's not just a repaint, it's not just a repack. No. There are differences in these ships, and it's spectacular. And I really, really do love that. So those like right now, I just want to break open because I have the Grand Army of the Republic one that I was going to open up. A friend of mine just sent to me from the States. It's got, the 5 figs in it, the Bark speeder bike. I just want to crew it all up and get them going because they're gorgeous looking ships, and the way the side doors open and close, and the different, the 2 laser turret pods, and the cockpit. I mean, it's so complete, and my inner child is just like, just screaming, play with me, like this is great. So I just, all of them together as an aggregate, just I get dizzy, because there's so many possibilities and so many different adventures I could have going on. I want to transform my entire bedroom into you could have a ground battle, a battle in space, an atmospheric battle too, which is great. I want to have the troop carriers, the ones that were I got 2 of those, because it's just like, I need those. I wanted those. So again, and then with all the new releases, and we're gonna get to one. We're gonna get to the exclusive release soon. It's almost midnight here, so the link will be active for the pre-order.
I think it's gonna go live around noon tomorrow. God, I hope it's not live now. You wanna do it before midnight just to be on the safe side?
Yeah, maybe. But thank you so much, Fernando. Ken, thank you. They should, yes, that's right, $2. I was on an episode. Ken Plume is a toy collector extraordinaire as well.
Oh, nice.
He's got a great show, Force 5, where he talks to different people about their collecting experiences. I was lucky enough to be a guest on his show. Check it out. He does the deep dives and really, really loves the figs. And his Instagram page is great too, because again, he just had, I think the recent reels that I saw were of for episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and it was the cameos from Keller and Beck's cousin, Ahmad Best played him, and then the other gentleman who was played by Anthony Daniels, who were patrons in the bar in the background. They got their own figs. And so that was fun. But thank you so much, Ken, for that super chat. And I just want to make sure I'm going to start this.
I think you're missing one more, right? In super chat?
Yeah, there we go. Shabnam Darjani, thank you so much.
So that one's actually special. That's my wife.
Oh, yay! Thank you for sharing.
That picture was actually taken on our first date too.
Oh, that's incredible.
$4.99 shopping. Which is, by the way, spoiler warning. We're actually lowering our MSRPs to help combat the inflation in consumers' pockets. So the Scout class blinds will now be $4.99. The light armor class in the States will now be $9.99, and the Starfighter class will now be $14.99. I don't have confirmation as to what season they'll go into effect for, but it's coming soon. So again, just helping fans, helping lower the cost, helping make sure that you can actually build out the fleets. So just it's really cool.
What other toy company does that? Nobody. None of them has that. You see Skyrocket? No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Hey, Hasbro, right? Your Black Series, dudes, come on. First, where's my figure? Second of all, you can't keep calling it a deluxe and just throw 2 accessories in there and start charging $50 a pop for them. Come on, guys. That's suicide. Look at what Jazzwares is doing. I've never heard of a company lowering the prices so that their product can get into the hands of fans who want to collect them. And with the level of detail, the work that they put into these, they could easily charge double, triple. And nerds like me, collectors like me, will still buy them. I might not fleet build as much, but now, if that's the case, I mean, this is come on. Reading the room is fantastic, and so thank you for sharing that. I don't mean to diss other companies. I get it. It's all about whatever, but it is so refreshing to hear that a toy company, is making it easier for fans to get the product. And special shout out to McFarlane Toys. They do that too. They start off with a really low MSRP. Yeah, because really, these toys should be for everybody. You shouldn't be priced out of getting an awesome toy. And so I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
As a consumer too, I used to collect everything, and I've been priced out of multiple action figure lines at this point that I've been collecting almost my entire life because I can't afford it. And one of the things that I used to do, I have a 10-month-old son with the aforementioned Shabnam Darjani, and what I had been doing for about 15 years. We've been together 13 years, but I've been doing this for about 15. Is clearance sales used to be a real thing, and so what I would do is I would go and I would, if I liked a toy, I would buy it again as soon as I saw it on clearance, and I would keep it sealed. And it wasn't for collector value or anything like that. It was so that one day I could give it to my son. Hopeful thinking I had a son at that point, and I have a huge. It used to be bigger, but I actually had to sell a good deal of the Legos at some point in the past. But I have a large collection just for my son of stuff, and I wanted to keep doing that, but I can't anymore because it's gotten too expensive. I mean, upwards of $30 for what used to be literally 15 is something that I just can't do. But yeah, but again, like, and that's really why. We want to keep this line affordable. We want to keep this line like, oh my God, I want parents to go into the store and be like, oh man, here's a case of the blind packs. They're $5 each. Like, my son's having a birthday party. I want to pick up an entire case for him. Or, oh wow, there's a TIE fighter. And I just want to get to this reveal because I keep looking at the stupid thing on the side of my desk. And I'm just like, it's so cool. Right. And I want to make sure that Will and Olivia get their proper shout out for the packaging. Like, we got it. Oh, it's midnight. We got to do this. Let's get this going, man.
All right. Thank you, Bill F. Murray, for yours as well. Your $10 super chat. Please ignore the folks asking for Sail Barge and Sandcrawler, at least until we get the Starship class TIE Reaper. It's probably in the books.
TIE Reaper. I always get this confused.
It's the one. I think it's with the flat.
Oh, it's the flat. It's the landing ship one.
Along with the
Starship class.
Which is great. And again, your wife, second super chat. She's putting my kids through college. Yeah. Max Lux, your Micro Galaxy Squadron is out of this world. May the force be with you in the MGS.
Oh, thank you so much.
Really, honey, that was beautiful. That was beautifully written.
Michael Holler, $2. Hey, that rhymed. Any chance for Eben Hawk, Knights of the Old Republic, or the Outrider?
Yes. Yes, there is definitely a chance. The Eben Hawk, the Moldy Crow. I've been hearing for these names for quite a while. There's the Sail Barge and the Sandcrawler are the ones that I want to figure out how to get into line because Max Rebo, again, is my favorite character, and unfortunately, the only vehicle that he is associated with is the Sail Barge. Right. So, yeah.
Alexander Eagleson, $2. Thanks to our friend Charles. Great show. It's an inside joke, gentlemen. So I am Charles. You are Charles. We are all Charles. I made a mistake during last night's live stream, and I called a friend Charles several times. And yeah. So
oh my God, Charles is now in charge.
That's it. Okay. Here it is. We've got. Let's set this up. We're going to get to this reveal. Thank you, everybody. Look at that. The numbers jumped up. Word has gotten out. We have 360 people watching, 361 watching right now for this exclusive reveal. Thank you so much for listening to us. We're excited to share this with all of you. Max,
all right, let's set this up. So, at Star Wars Celebration, we revealed on day 2, Gihoon, I believe it was our Starfighter class Series 4. And some astute viewers noticed that, hey, there's only 4 vehicles in that case. There's the TIE Bomber, there's the Y-Wing, there's the Imperial Guard. There's the TIE Bomber, there's the Y-Wing, there's Wedge's X-Wing, and there's Biggs' X-Wing. Where's the 4th vehicle, 5th vehicle? There's usually another common vehicle in there, and for the life of us, we just didn't really have enough to reveal at that point. We needed something super, super special. And, there's one person that we really knew who has been actually, in his other life as Captain captain of the resistance or the rebellion X-wing that we were able to that's been chasing this vehicle. And you've been chasing this vehicle for so long, Captain, and now you can finally actually capture this vehicle. So for Series 4, will you do us the honor, Paul, of revealing that vehicle?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Max. You approached me about this, and I was immediately on board. I'm excited. I don't have one with me, but I'm so excited to be able to announce that Captain Carson Teva's pursuit of Din Djarin in his N1 starfighter is going to be a reality. I've got a nice, beautiful picture of it right here.
Yeah!
Check it out in all its glory. That's right. Look at that ship. Look at those sweet, sweet lines. Look at that. And there you go. That's the souped up version. We've got a second view of it with Din Djarin. And is that Grogu in the little droid port?
It 100% is Grogu in the little
go,
droid
baby.
port.
Gihoon,
hold up your sample.
Oh, hold on. Let me get
so. These are FEP pre-production samples, so these are as close to final as you're getting. And so, yes, that is Grogu in the bubble cockpit. We tried to make him removable, but he is literally too small, and you would lose him immediately. And so he is permanently in there. He is our smallest microfigure accessory to date.
Wow.
But what's really cool about this that will not come up on the photos, you really need to see this in hand, is the finish. This thing looks so metallic because we decorated the entire, I believe, Gihoon, we decorated the entire body in metallic silver,
Yes.
correct?
This was molded in the dark metallic color, and then we painted with the lighter metallic to give that extra sheen.
Wow.
It's so beautiful to behold. All the color on it, the yellow pops, the silver pops, like it again. My terrible computer camera is not doing it justice. Our photos, unfortunately, do not do it justice. But we're going to have some beauty shots of this pretty soon that you can see. So from a feature perspective, right? This thing is massive. It's super long. This is it packaged. Gihoon has it packaged as well. You probably, Gihoon has less of a glare there. So you assemble the rear piece on there,
Nice.
the little tail fin. The cockpit, of course, opens up, and you have, with this set, it clicks open. You get a Din Djarin in his Beskar armor, so he's all fully silver. He's finally got all that Beskar on him.
Beauty.
The interior of the cockpit, of course, has the controls as well as the seat itself.
Look at that. The console is accurate. The console is accurate.
The console is accurate. And then you'll notice that the when you see it in the show, the N1 does not actually have landing gear. It actually just hovers. And we're like, yeah, all right. But it has to have landing gear, right? Well, this one does. It has 3 click folded landing gear that close. And this thing is just an absolute steal. And the coolest thing about the landing gear is that Gihoon and the team designed it so it folds up flush with the body, so you don't really have any anything really marring that really smooth silhouette as it moves by. And by the way, Katie, swooshability on this thing is a 10 out of 10. Like, I've been flying this thing. While driving home, I actually had the thing flying next to me. It was super fun.
Yeah.
But I'm going to share my screen for a minute because we need to show Captain Carson Teva something. Let me see if I can pull it up. All right. So remember I gave Will and Olivia a shout out, right? And we always have the kind of cross sell for vehicles that might be coming soon in the packaging. And so when I'm writing these packaging briefs, when we're talking about what we're going to do, we include kind of little teases and little hints. And there's 2 vehicles that are, you can't really see them in pack, that are on this card. And, sir, I want to show you something really quick. Let me present my screen. Share screen. I do not show these tips again. Share screen. All right. Entire screen. Sorry. I'm learning how to do this on the fly. All right. Hey. Look at those 2 X-wings.
Yo.
So the deco might not be fully accurate, but yeah, one of those is intended to be your X-wing, sir. And so you have Will and Olivia to thank for including you in packaging in your X-wing for what I hope is the first time, but will certainly not be the last time that we see you and your X-wing and hopefully R5D4 in this next iteration in our packaging. So yeah, that's a bad hint at what's to come. But yeah, so yeah, that is your X-wing on there, and we're very, 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 very proud to show this to you. So
oh my gosh, that's such an honor. Thank you so much. I'm blown away by that. It's lovely to be a part of that. I can't wait to get 5 of these N1 starfighters, so I can.
You can sign them at conventions.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's and these will be common ships. They're not chases or rares.
Yes, so
they are common.
Yeah. So we also have some, we announced this at Celebration, but I wanna say it again here. So the precision tooling is not inexpensive on these vehicles, and doing a chase or a rare vehicle that has unique tooling in it is not the most cost-effective thing. So, for vehicles such as General Grievous's Starfighter, or the Kylo Ren TIE, it's the TIE Whisper. No, it's not the TIE
Silencer.
The TIE Silencer. You see, those were so that silencer was originally a rare. This vehicle, your vehicle, was originally, or I'm sorry, the N1 was originally a rare. We made them common, as in like you can find them at retail. They will be packed multiple per case because of how cool they turned out and because of how much fan demand is there for it, along with kids. A lot of kids know this as by the way, it's in our line plan as the Razor Crest 2 because we didn't have a name for it. So every time we have our call, it's how's the Razor Crest 2 doing? Oh, it's doing good. It's doing good. But yeah, so this will be a common vehicle. Won't be a rare, won't be a chase, and it'll be available. It will be available as part of Series 4, which will be launching in about October. But tomorrow on Amazon.com, and Paul will be able to give you guys the actual links in a second. We have we'll have this available for pre-order, so you'll be able to actually pick it up tomorrow, and it'll ship to you as soon as it's ready to ship, and you'll be the first people in the country to own one.
And I will place those links in the description of this video once this live stream ends. Again, the links will go live today, Tuesday, April 25th.
We actually check if they're live now.
Oh.
Hold on, let me find the email with the actual thing. Gihoon, can you tell us a great story about Micro Galaxy Squadron while I'm looking this up?
Oh, the spot here. Ooh, yeah. I mean, every day is like a chaotic. Something happens, and then everyone is like trying to figure out how to fix everything. So it's a fun time every day.
Gihoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gihoon, I am not letting you live ever again.
Hold on a second. No. I found the email. I'm just going to check the link. No, it's not live yet.
They're not live yet.
It is not live yet.
Around noon
it's
tomorrow.
Not live yet. Saved.
That was very tough.
That's cool. You know what? I should have used that time to just do these super chats. Ken,
there we go.
Let them do the reveal before they explode. Yes, I think I've exploded with joy. The double whammy of seeing that N1 Starfighter is so sweet, but the added bonus of being a part of that with Carson Teva's X-Wing back there. So that's got to be Lieutenant Reed beside him. It's not Trapper Wolf. It was Lieutenant Reed, played by Max Floyd Jones, who actually did the body double for Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2.
Cool.
They love Max so much. He's another Canadian boy from Vancouver. They gave him the role of Lieutenant Reed, and you heard his voice in season 3, episode 5. Carson Teva gives him a call to check in when he finds that derelict Lambda class shuttle. Spoilers for The Mandalorian season 3 if you haven't seen it yet, but it's been out for a while. Gino Gomez with $125 a super chat. Wow. We need more. We need Star Destroyers, please, here in Mexico, and I think in Canada, and in the U.S. and in Europe. I think that's a good call. We're putting the pressure on you.
One of our marketing managers, Jeremy Lopez, who I need to give a shout out for, he's fantastic as well. He just let us know that this won't go live till 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So Perfect. Get up early, get them quick, because I have a feeling these are going to sell extremely well.
Yeah. Hey, look, the Y-Wing sold out in minutes, right? The Y-Wing, you can't, I mean, that was gonzo. So there is that. But thank you so much, Gino Gomez, for that 120 people. This is so overwhelming. I don't think I've ever received super chats of this size before. So thank you for your generosity, for everybody who's donated. It doesn't matter what amount. It's a lovely feeling. It's a lovely feeling that you're helping to contribute to this channel. And thank you. We've got another super chat here from Micro Galaxy Squadron Cole. Thank you so much. It's Teva time. Congrats, Paul. Thank you so much. That's lovely. But, you know, again, all credit to the team over at Micro Galaxy Squadron. Thank you so much for thinking of me and my character. It is a complete honor, and I'm blown away by that. So thank you.
Of course. And we're looking forward to finding a way to add you into the line properly in the near future.
Just going to say, you know, you got Wedge, you got Biggs, Cousin Teva. Antok, you know, that's the other one. I've got the General Merrick, the Antok.
I love the Anton Merrick one.
I'm so happy to find one. I love that character too from Rogue One. Just, you know, and it's a blue X-Wing, blue squadron, which is great. And his R5 droid, or his R2 droid, R7 droid.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about Rebels and about the Bad Batch. I've watched a season or so of episodes. Are there multiple versions of the Havoc Marauder?
I've watched both seasons of the Bad Batch. I mean, if you're gonna go across the Rebels, I haven't because they were on it was the Clone Wars that they showed up in first, right? So I don't know if they don't show up in Rebels. It's the Clone Wars and then the Bad Batch. They kind of like that's where they span.
Yeah.
I don't recall the Havoc Marauder changing drastically. But that's not to say that it hasn't. You know what I mean? So to my knowledge, I didn't know if there was going to be another version of it. Now I have 3 of them because it's a standard like attack class shuttle that the Empire uses. Or sorry, not the Empire, the old Republic used. The Republic used. So that's why I'm going to repurpose it, just like I have a number of Gauntlet fighter / transports, because Bo-Katan wasn't the only one to fly it, right? There are multiples of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know because they haven't really. It's not like they gave it a new paint scheme, the Bad Batch, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do what Sabine did with her tie or this or that. They made it as sort of nondescript as possible. So the interior might have changed.
I know
certainly the crew has changed.
Got new armor paint jobs.
Yes, that's right. But the actual ship itself, I don't believe has changed. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
well, there could be some new seasons coming up. Maybe it'll be a paint change. I mean, it's very stealthy and like kind of dark gray / black. It is. So I can't imagine they would change it that much. No. But one of the things
from the chest says there's a lot more blaster holes.
Well, no, it's like the derelict Lambda class shuttle, right? All we have to do is just go to China, find the steel mold, and just hit it a few times with a hammer, and there you go.
What I would do is I'm going to get multiples anyways. Like I would do that myself. Put little burn holes in it. Like honestly, because it's great. I've got friends who are repainting them.
Right? You just get soldering on. Well,
yeah, just a little picks there to add. That's fun. That's fun to do as well. And they're affordable. So it's not like you're taking a soldering iron to like a $500 toy.
To a HasLab item where it's There
you go.
My buddy bought the sail barge. Shout out to Josh guy in California if he's listening. who actually writes Masters of the Universe mini comics, which is a cool gig. He bought the sail barge secondhand, and he was assembling the sails, and he broke them.
Oh,
Oh,
well, you can get 3D printed replacements, right? Sure.
By the
Thanks
way,
so
I'm
much for
loving
that.
all these thoughts.
I am actually amazed by the customization community that
Mhm.
we have for our line, and there were so many great customizations and love for the this brand that I'm like super like touched by that. So
Quick
once
question. I just realized this. We're talking about customization.
Mhm.
This has been something I've heard from a number of people who collect, and I see their point. Stands for the ships. I see that smile, that smile
It's
there.
never been asked before. Gihoon, have you ever heard anybody ask for stands for these
I had to
tables?
bring it
Only
up.
a couple
I don't
times.
think so. We did have the one evasive action box set that did have the stands. We're looking at ways to make stands that are universal for the vehicles, especially all the vehicles that we've done previously. I have some ideas. We're going to be brainstorming this. The one thing I will say is that I don't want to make you guys buy the same vehicle again just because it has a stand. It would have to be something special, like a unique paint job and something like that. But like a clear flight stand, there's ways to do it. And Gihoon, I think when we have our San Diego Comic-Con brainstorming meeting, let's add this to the docket, because I have some ideas, and I think that direct to consumer means, possibly through Amazon, possibly through another site, would be a really cool way to do that, because there is a way to do universal stands for the ships themselves that, they don't clip on, but they have a 3-point connection or something like that, where you can kind of balance it on there, and it'll work for most, if not all, the vehicles. So yeah, that is definitely something that we want to do. One promise I will make is, if we ever do re-release Boba Fett's starship in the Return of the Jedi colors, which of course we will at some point, because how could we not, or the Empire Strikes Back colors, so that we can have a Han Solo and Carbonite, because otherwise it wouldn't canonically make sense to include that. It will include a flight stand that clips onto it that allows you to display it in flight mode, because that is something that we unfortunately missed the first time around.
It's funny. Earlier today, with design team, I was looking through Reddit and found out that some people were using the Genovix flight stand for the Millennium Falcon.
Really?
They're balancing the on there. I was actually really impressed.
All right. Bill F. Murray with the $5 super chat. It does not bode well for my TIE Reaper hopes that Maxwell had to Google it. Sad face. You know what? Honestly, there are a plethora of ships out there, and after a while, even the most ardent of fans will get them a little bit confused, or it's late at night.
It is late.
It is late at night. We're talking about it. But if anybody's on the ball who will get you what you want, I have faith in Max and company. Gihoon, I know, just because you've been knocking it out of the park. So there have been like ship after release after vehicle. Everything has just, there's not one that I don't want to get. There's not one I go, I'll wait. I'll just, no. There hasn't been one. So I'm like eagerly waiting, and that's the lovely thing about this line, is there are endless possibilities. Right?
Yeah, I know Max mentioned this in Celebration, but right now, just the unique sculpts alone, we have 108 vehicles, with more to come.
There you go.
108 vehicles. It's just crazy how many we've done. And like, we've done most of the Jedi Starfighters at this point, or we're going home now. Spoiler warning for what's to come. But yeah, no, we've done a lot of the Jedi Starfighters, and we'll have actually completed the Jedi Starfighters at some point in the future. Like, there's so many that we can then go after. I mean, for me, it's all about doing as many of the TIE variants as possible too. Getting those kind of deep cuts out there, like the TIE Crawler, and then the TIE Reaper is massive, by the way, so that one looks super cool to do. I love anything that's a landing craft that can have that kind of ramp action feature. I think that's really compelling. The Inquisitor shuttle has it to a degree, if I'm not mistaken, Gihoon. yeah, you can kind of have them come out of it. Really excited for you to get that enhancer. I know that you said you pre-ordered it, so yeah, I think you're gonna like that one a lot.
The Ewing, any?
The Ewing. Oh my god, the Ewing. The Ewing. I think the Ewing could be my favorite vehicle to date, just because of how many action features it has. It's a brilliantly designed vehicle. The team, like when I say the team knocked it out of the park, like it's just killer. It's beautiful. It and the action features on it, the swiveling cannon, the opening side door, like it's everything that you wanted from a Ewing vehicle, but were afraid to ask for.
Brilliant. The new Sam, my friend Sam from Langley, British Columbia, with a $2.20 super chat saying, "Y'all are gonna make me start buying Micro Galaxy Squadron."
That would be the point, right?
That's the plan, baby. You know you want it. You know you want it. Come and get it. You start carrying it at Toy Traders. There we go. We got it.
Is always reasonably priced.
Then you get the hooks, and then then they drop the hammer. Ken Bloom again with the $2. We need an Adelphi base airfield playset too.
Yes,
Smiley
we
face.
do. I love the Adelphi base. It's
Right?
so cool.
That would be cool. And then you could expand it, and you could do the Yavin 4 base, right? You could do an Imperial hangar, perhaps, right? So these are fun little mock-ups.
You guys are all hitting the nail on the head in terms of like it's so funny how play sets are something that we want to do very badly in the future. And it's something that we're working on, we're ideating against. Because you have to have a hanger for these. I mean, the coolest thing that I saw, I don't think this is a spoiler, but like on the last episode of The Mandalorian, you see how TIE interceptors are held in place, and they kind of like hang from the ceiling like bats.
Yeah,
it'd be so cool to do an additional set where you can actually get those vehicles and include a stand like that as well to hold them in place. Like Gihoon, we were talking about this a long time ago when we were talking about the First Order TIE fighters of doing the same thing where they have that really cool kind of like stair mechanism where they're held in place. Doing something like that as a potential exclusive or something like that. Yeah, the sky is really the limit, and we're only getting started with this line, so there's so much more to do.
That's great. You know what? Before we get to the super chat too, my buddy Ryan Dole is asking, can we get Peli's space dock as well? Pelimoto. That's the question I wanted to ask about the N1 Starfighter, because she was so instrumental in helping bring it to life. Is there a chance for a variant, maybe? Like you could still make it a rare and put Peli in it instead of Din Djarin, Peli, and like maybe a pit droid, and have it, like you did with the Arvala 7 version of the Razor Crest. Is there a possibility in a world out there where we could get something like that?
Yeah, of course. Honestly, this guy's like, the thing is too, like you see the N1 being built, right? There's a variant of a partially assembled N1. I do want to see what happens with Peli when she appears in future episodes. Like she's going to appear in future episodes. Pit droids are something that we definitely should be exploring, and we can definitely look into for the future. But again, one thing I want to note about the line is that we are 100% vehicle first, right? Like the vehicles themselves are the stars of the show, and like the microfigure accessories are truly accessories, and that's something that we always kind of go for. So we would need a compelling reason to include Peli in there. So if she pilots the vehicle or anything like that. Like the funny thing is, we're already talking about variants of this that we could do, and the chief one is finding a way to mold Grogu into Din Djarin's lap and then put R5D4's dome on top of there. Which Dion told me was possible during our last call, Gihoon. So we should get to work on that. But yeah, there's all different variants that we can do for these vehicles, and if Peli is in one, then definitely we can add her.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for that straightforward answer. And yes, that is a great reminder that this line is indeed vehicles first. I think the excitement of the possibilities, it's intoxicating. So everybody's like, oh, we want this, and we lose sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees, right? So that's a great reminder, and thank you so much for your patience in answering that question, because I'm sure
the forest for the trees, and I was like, that's a great line.
Brad Smith with the super chat at $4.99. How about a Skip Ray blast boat from Heir to the Empire?
Oh my god, Heir to the Skip. I'm typing this into Google. I apologize. Skip Ray blast boat. Oh, that's cool. I've seen this before. I remember this. This was in the Essential Guide to Vehicles back in the day. Do you guys remember that? Like the kind of like the Essential Guide to Characters, the Essential Guide to Vehicles, all of that.
Yeah.
There was Emperor Palpatine had a clone that had 3 eyes and was insane. All that's Legends. This one's super cool. Gihoon, do you know what this one looks like? Did you Google it?
Yes.
That's sick. This is like Starfighter class, right? We could try to make it Starfighter class. Yes. This is a cool one. I like this one. Yeah, sure. We'll again, I don't know when, but we'll try to get to it someday. I want to do more not Expanded Universe Legends content. I mean, there's so much that we could do. The Outrider, the Moldy Crow, like they always come up. The Ebon Hawk. I really do want to do the Outrider. There's also some just bizarre vehicles out there too. The Houndstooth would be neat. If we can't do the Houndstooth, then we might as well do a Z95 Headhunter, and then isn't there? Gihoon, we were talking about this the other day. I'm a big bounty hunter fan, so I want to make sure we do all the bounty hunters. That's right. Yeah, Bosk has a fighter that's called the Natash Pup or Nashta Pup or something like that. That's a repaint of a Z95. So that's definitely a possibility in the future.
Yeah, our in-house Bob Ross found out all the ships that each of the bounty hunters have.
That's what I wanted to mention. Yes. Yeah. 1, he did that, and then 2, he went to the old Droids cartoon, and
he loves that cartoon.
He put together a slideshow of like 15 slides of vehicles that appear in only one shot of one episode. He's like, let's do these.
That's awesome. Deep cuts.
The only vehicles that I have no interest in doing are the Twilight from the first season of Clone Wars, because it's a box with a wing. it's just not a thrilling vehicle. I used to say the mods Vespa scooters, but I actually really like them. I think they're very colorful and they'd be fun to do for the Scout line. And people, it's so funny how things turn around. People used to hate the pod racers, or say that they're overdone, but like now, like people cannot get enough pod racers, and there's so many cool pod racers to do. Yeah. Like Gazgano's pod racer, Mohanic's pod racer,
Quad Gennaro.
Yep. Oh wait, no. Which one? Wait, which is the one that had the 4 turbines and explodes before the race starts? That's Ben.
Quad Gennaro.
Quad Gennaro. Yep.
Quad Gennaro. Oh man. All right. So for everybody, just to recap, we're so happy and excited to announce the N1 Starfighter is dropping. It's going to be available for pre-order tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern on Amazon. There will be links in the description of this video once this live stream ends. Check it out. Get your alarm set, 9 a.m. Eastern time. That's like 6 o'clock in the morning for you West Coasters. Of course, these times are for the continental North America. In the other time zones, I don't know them. So you're going to have to do the math yourself. But the links for Amazon.com, they will be listed here. Get on it. I'm excited. The N1 looks brilliant. Can't wait to get those in hand.
It can spin. It can do a barrel roll. Look at that.
There you go. And of course, you have the added bonus because of the outstanding packaging team of getting Carson Teva and Lieutenant Reed's X-Wing fighters as part of the back art.
And one thing we will do is we'll send you the back art too, Paul, just so you can have that and frame it on your wall.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Max. Gihoon, I'm loving this. It was an honor. Thank you for choosing my channel. Thank you for choosing me to sort of help announce this. All the members of the Bitter Brigade who joined up and showed up. Thank you so much. For everybody who left a super chat Thank you so much. We got another one here. Ken. See, all these $2, they add up, my friend. They add up. Keep the stream going until 9. No sleep till N1.
Oh my god. I have to
That'd
work
be
tomorrow.
Thank you so much. If you're new to this channel too and you like what you saw, please feel free to hit a thumbs up. Gentlemen,
Collect Jurassic. I love Collect Jurassic. Hey, thank you. I love your Instagram feed. I look at it every day. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan too. That's an Indominus Rex right behind us right here.
Wow. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. This was such a great chat. I feel like I've uncovered a new layer of collecting passion from this show. Love MGS. Y'all are channeling your inner Galoob to the max. Do I need to eBay Antox X-Wing?
Probably.
Oh, there you go. Right from the horse's mouth. All right. Thank you so much, Collect Jurassic, for that super chat. And I got to check out your Instagram page now.
It's great. Because. I mean, it's great. Like all the stuff they post, like they find everything that's being released, like so far ahead.
Brilliant.
Just a great plug.
Brilliant. All right. I'm going to check that out.
Says Indominus Max.
Indominus Max.
I was the reason they were able to defeat the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World is because they used part of my DNA in it too.
Nice. Revving Rio, thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Revving Rio, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Naboo Royal Starship from episode 1 and the yellow N1. Possibilities, chorus.
Impossible. We've done an N1, guys. We're not going to do a yellow N1. Come on. Never. Never.
We got another Michael Cole. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Check those times again. I believe it's 9 a.m. Pacific.
All right, Micro Galaxy Squadron. Okay. The brand has gained sentience and is now telling us what time it's going to be. I'm just going to trust it.
It makes sense for it to be a little bit more fair for people in the Pacific time zone, right? To get up at 6 o'clock in the morning would be, I mean, it's not unheard of.
I would say just check your Instagram feeds at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, so 6 o'clock Pacific, and just see if people are posting that it's live and then jump on it. That would be the best bet.
There you go. All right, but thanks for that heads up. Kevin from Toying Around, my friend, with his $2.79 super chat, loving the MGS line Paul's been enabling. Well, I had a little bit of help from my friends up here. They make it easy. Their passion, their joy, their excitement for this line is palpable. And I'm so honored, again, to have you on this channel. Thank you so much for bringing your insight, your passion, your joy, and that information. I love pulling the curtain back and being able to hear about what goes on behind the scenes to bring us these awesome ships and vehicles. What it takes.
Going total chaos every day.
Hey, when it comes to toys, I love hearing about that because it's exciting. I mean, chaos for you is for me, it's exciting because I don't have to do it, right?
So what I will do is I will recontextualize that because I've been in the toy industry a long time and I worked for several different toy companies and there's a new challenge every day because you're sculpting the vehicles, you're looking at the vehicles, you're opening up the assets that you have to work with, you're looking at I'll give this as an example, right? The challenge of figuring out what the inside strut of the N1 Starfighter's landing gear is going to look like, how many detents to get it to snap into place, how big the finger notch needs to be in order for you to properly be able to access it, making sure that the cockpit, even though it's not in the original design, has something where you can actually grasp it with your fingernail and pull it open, and then having it actually not just flop around and stuff like that. Those are the kind of challenges that spring up on a daily basis because you don't think about this stuff until you actually have the item in hand. And often the first time we have it in hand is when we have a tooling model after it's already been sculpted. So yeah, I mean, there's different stages and there's different bits of kind of chaos that come with that. But the benefit that Jazzwares has is that we have the best people in the business, and we have people like Gihoon. We have people like, thank you for that smile. That was so good. We have people like Gihoon. We have people who are like, they know how to solve these issues as soon as they come up. And then we have that kind of collaborating spirit, right? Where we all work together to solve problems and just figure out the best solutions. So it's just really interesting.
Perfect.
Really interesting. I'm so bad at words sometimes.
No, we get it. It's perfect. Don't worry. It's great. And again, it's that perspective where it's just, these are things people who buy toys don't think about.
Nope.
Right? It's just like, it looks cool. How do I get it in my hands? Clickety click, barber trick. And we've got all this stuff, and we don't think about those things until they don't work.
Gihoon, what's the safety testing thing that we talked about for the N1 Starfighter? I feel comfortable. Wait, how many people are on the stream now, Paul?
238.
Ah, crap. All right. Gihoon, so obviously all of Jazzwares' product adheres to all safety testing protocols, and these are very safe vehicles, etc. There's no impalement hazard with this vehicle for children under 5. The vehicles, however, are age graded for 8+. Gihoon was concerned about the pointy bits on the N1, which thankfully do not pose a threat. He then approached our safety testing guru in the office, holding it like it's a sign. That was a good day.
Yeah. Well,
Keeping it safe for all of us. Thank you. Thanks for
sharing.
sharing that.
Actually, no. So what's really, really interesting fact, actually, you, Paul, you said you've been collecting the, and by the way, I'm running on fumes, so I will need to cut out it a little bit.
Yep.
But the X-wing. So, Paul, you have the Action Fleet X-wing in front of you.
Yeah. Hold on.
Gihoon's walking through his darkened house.
my battery's about to die, so I have to just.
Yeah,
I've got one charger.
This is
all right. So show me the rear engines. All right, so the rear engines, side profile, please. All right, so you're going to notice something about the side engines, the side view of the engines. You're going to notice the top engines are inaccurately scaled compared to the bottom engines, or vice versa. That is because due to ASTM testing standards, vehicles that have a point, or any toy that has a point, like the cockpit that's rigid, meaning that it's not, it's not soft, they can pose an impalement hazard if they're able to be put on the ground face up. That's why they have the lowered, and that's why the engines on the bottom are shorter than the engines on the top. That way the vehicle cannot actually stand up if you place it on the engines.
Right. Okay.
That way children can't impale themselves with it.
While they're running.
Actually, I did a little quick photo when we still had the engine the same size, where our director, Dion Fields, was falling on top of a bunch of X-Wings.
When did that happen? Why is Dion doing that?
Oh, that was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I have to find the photo.
We gotta.
Do you know why Boba Fett's rocket pack doesn't fire a missile in the original center line?
Yeah, it was the whole, like, some kid choked on it, and
no, it was it was actually Battlestar Galactica, the Star Wars knockoff.
That's right, the little from the Colonial Viper thing, right?
Yep, the Colonial Viper, correct?
Yeah. So then they had just the red. It was just fixed in there. You could put it in, push it in, and click it, and it would fire like, and to get stuck in there, and that was the firing mechanism, if I recall.
Yeah, I think just seeing all the crazy prototypes of like that Boba Fett with the rocket firing jetpack are just nuts. I remember getting the mail away one from Hasbro 10 years ago now. My voice is shot. How do you do this for so long, man? What's your secret?
I like to talk. That's the thing. Ryan, and you know what? This passion just being able to chat with you, it buoys me. So it's just like, yeah, and it's been a good night. It's been a great night. And have the two of you think. Before we go, the one final question before we sign off from Ryan Dole. Can we get beasts to ride like a panther?
Nothing like a panther, ride it like a panther.
Nothing organic.
There's nothing more that we want to bring to the line than beasts. It is something that we are working towards, and hopefully we can do in the future. Nothing on the horizon right now, but I mean, the one thing I want more than anything, I've said this like there's like 10 items on my bucket list for this line. One of them is definitely Boba Fett riding a Rancor,
Nice.
and then also doing a chase tauntaun where you actually put the micro figure accessory inside the vehicle.
Yes. Oh, these are heady days. These are heady days. I'm so happy that you are involved. The two of you are involved in this line of toys that is become my favorite. Thank you so much for the passion, the dedication, the attention, the detail. You guys, it really feels like you're obviously nerds and you love what you do. You love the franchise that you're representing, and this is, as a collector, as a fellow nerd, as a geek, I want to say thank you so much for your stellar work. I just honestly, it blows me away that this line has become so obsessive for me in such a short period of time. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the two of you. And thank you so much for hopping on tonight and sharing this.
So, look, I'll take it. Sorry, Gihoon, like first, like Paul, like we came to you today and we asked you on a day where your schedule is already packed if you would help us with this reveal. Not only have you done that, but you've talked to us for over 2 hours about the line. You've shown us like a passion that like really, even among our diehard fans, is rare to see. And you really just are an example of why we do what we do. Like, it's people like you who are so passionate about the line, who understand what we're trying to do here, who understand why we do what we do here. You are the reason this line exists. And so, like, we want to thank you for taking your time, for being on with us, for speaking with us, for agreeing to do this reveal. And honestly, for portraying such a cool, such an awesome character on The Mandalorian, the show. Like you were an absolute highlight of this season. I said that before the show. I want to say it again. And so, honestly, the honor is, speaking for myself, it's all mine to be on this. This was an absolute super fun time. Like, you are truly a massive fan, and like I could just honestly, I want to talk to you more and more and more about just Star Wars in general, and then toy collecting too. So like, I hope this is the first of many, but like, again, thank you so much for taking your time tonight, especially after coming back from a baseball game. And like, it's just such a busy day for you, man. Like, thank you. Like,
I appreciate that.
Really appreciate it.
Oh no, Gihoon, honestly, like it's such a pleasure to meet you, and yeah, like I said before, big fan of your work and of the entire team too. And this is what I love. You're spreading the joy to everybody else and giving, sharing accolades with them. But yeah, thank you so much, Gihoon, for this.
Oh, thank you.
Give the design team one more shout out, Gihoon. Just give them the names again.
Want to just call out Dion Fields, who's our director, David Rojas, our design manager, and then there is Tommy Lin. He sits right across from me. Right next to him is Leon Gore, who is like, if you think I'm like detail oriented, he's like a fanatic about it. And then there's our Bob Ross, John Ottinger.
Wait, can we my favorite Leon story? I think this is Leon. Leon took H.R. Giger to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, he did.
How cool is that? And again, a shout out to our incredible package team. That's Olivia and Will. I mean, they're like, again, they got you, man. Paul, like they're responsible for capturing you for the first time on packaging. Well, probably second after the Giant statue, but still. And a shout out to our PD team. So that's, oh my God, Glenn, Jessica, Adam, and Kevin. They help us make this product happen. And then, of course, the overarching brand team, Greg and Jordan, who are my supervisors, and make sure that I'm keeping a tight ship. And, of course, our marketing department, especially our PR agent, Brett Ingram, who was really helpful in just making sure that I know how to be on these without saying something stupid. And then Betsy Burkett gets a special shout out. She's our senior marketing manager, and she just she helps make stuff like Star Wars Celebration happen. And then, of course, a shout out to the rest of the team at Jazzwares as well. There's just so many to name. It's like it's such a team effort, and like you don't realize it until you're like, I need to thank somebody. I'm like, oh crap, there's about 50 people to thank.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's incredible.
It's just a big team effort.
That's incredible. Well, thanks so much. Again, everybody, the links will appear on this live stream in the description of this. Once this live stream ends, remember, check your times. It's either 9 p.m. Pacific 9 a.m. Pacific or 9 a.m. Eastern time. But check it out. Keep your ears and your eyes on socials, and just jump on it whenever you can. Get your clicking devices ready for this, because the N1's coming in hot, and it's going to be so wizard you might miss it.
So wizard.
For me, to all of you, on behalf of Max and Gihoon, thank you so much for joining us on this channel. Sorry, wow, it's late for me. I appreciate you dropping by. Hit the like if you liked what you saw, or don't. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it would help the channel immensely. To everybody who donated tonight with the super chats, holy crap, that was incredible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And hey, everyone, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. May the force be with you. This is the way. Okay, see you, and keep playing with your toys.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Playing with those toys.